fact, you can go bath and go to somebody's house and say, what do you cook today? Then I'll just interject in between. Make them not say, I dey speak that Ghana. Hey, Ghana sweet well. You're not Ghanaian. I said I'm Ghanaian. Nigerians are very driven, like both negative and positive. And then, well, I don't know. Then I'll person.
Hello friends, this is Jums of the Jums TV. Thank you for stopping by and you're welcome. In today's video, I have someone I've known for a little while, maybe some 2 years now. I know she's Ghanaian and I know she's Nigerian, but I want to hear the gist, okay? That's why all of us are here, to hear her story and how she's, Ghanaian and how she's Nigerian, all of that. So relax, stay tuned, and let's welcome our guest on the show. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video. So let's get right into it. Okay. All right, guys, you're welcome back. And with me is...
My name is Jemima Onyebuchi Okusi.
Okay, Onyebuchi, that just gives you a tick that, okay, she has some Nigerianness in her.
Yeah.
So what state are you from?
So my dad is Nigerian, is from Delta, Onitshubo.
I've been to Onitshubo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went for crusade or something, yeah.
Oh, I see. Not many people have been to Onitshubo.
I've been to Onitshubo.
Yeah, so my mom is Ghanaian. She lived in Nigeria for more than 35 years. And that's where she met my dad even. So, and of course, they came back to Ghana to marry and she went back.
Okay. So you grew up in Nigeria?
Yeah, mostly. When we moved here, I was 13.
Oh, that means most of your life was here?
Yeah.
So just a little...
Yes. So we've been here for a long time. I mean, we lost my dad when we're quite young. So... we participated in the whole Niger drama of dying thing.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Where was he buried?
In the village. But we lived in Lagos. I mean, that's where we're based in Lagos. We're at Maza Amuodofin.
Yeah.
That's where we were for until we left Lagos. So yeah. So when my dad died, we only stayed in Nigeria for like 8 months and then we came back here. Because of course, when my dad died, my dad is a typical, we are Delta Igbo, so we are not Urobo or whatever. So my dad was the typical kind of Igbo mindset.
Okay.
Put his brothers in the business and all of that. So when he died, there was a lot of drama.
Who will inherit what? Who will take what?
Exactly. So and of course, because my mom was like a foreigner, there was a lot of, even though my mom is a legally married wife, properly married wife, but there was a lot of drama and things were very difficult because my mom stopped working. My dad made her stop working when he was alive. So she wasn't really doing much. So when he died, things were very tough. We couldn't pay rent. So, but my mom's dad had a house in Accra. So we're like, oh, so why are we...
Your mom is from which region?
Accra.
Okay, she's gone. Okay.
Yeah, she's gone. So we're like, why do we continue staying there and struggle when we can just move here? At least we don't have to pay rent.
Yeah.
So we moved to Ghana. That's how we landed here in Ghana.
Wow.
So my mom is Ghana, my dad is from Delta.
Where did you school?
So when we moved to Ghana, I was in SS2. But when we got here, we had to I had to start SS all over again.
Okay.
My younger brother was also in GSS2. He started from the beginning and the other ones too. So yeah, so I had nursery, primary, JSS, and a bit of the SS in Lagos. Yeah.
University?
Here.
Yes, well, what university?
Yeah. Well, I had a small dramatic moment when I thought it was ideal to go back to Nigeria for uni. I think I was missing Nigeria. So when I finished secondary school, I was here. I moved back to Nigeria in 2008.
Okay.
And I moved to live with my aunt. My aunt was in Ekpoma, Edo State. And she used to work at AAU, Ambrosali University.
Yes, yeah.
So she was like, oh, she could help me, if I were to go, that she would support, because of course, it had been many years since we came, and they were kind of feeling guilty. And so she said I should come. But when I went there, it was hell. And I remember one day my mom came to visit me, and she was like, how come you're living in this kind of condition and you were not complaining, blah blah blah. So I had to like run away from my auntie's place in Ekboma. Imagine me, I think I was like 19 when I left there.
Hey.
And I literally ran away from Ekboma all through Lagos. I
Mm-hmm.
know Lagos very well. I mean, to an extent,
Do you
and
still
then,
know Lagos?
well, I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I came to Lagos and I came back to Ghana. So when I came back to Ghana, I went to GIJ, Ghana Institute of Journalism. My background is communication. So I first did a diploma, then I did
Okay.
a degree. Yeah. But all my siblings went to Lagos.
To
Yeah.
University of Ghana, Lagos.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. So how's life been so far in Ghana?
Interesting. I would say when I was doing my diploma, I was also doing some kind of internship because I was lucky to know a few like older people in the career paths, journalism, and they did advise me to like get some hands-on training whilst in
Yeah.
school because
Yeah.
that's the only way you can like secure a job.
Yeah.
So when I was in school, I was doing some kind of internship with a radio station. So that's how my path started. So I did journalism, the station I was doing the internship because of course they were not paying me. So I got a job though with
Yeah.
another radio station. So I was there. I was there when I finished school. I worked there for a while. Then I left there. I went to work with a media analysis firm. There, I think stayed there for long. I only stayed there for 3 months because of course there was a bigger problem there. Apparently the man was not paying his workers, so it was drama. So from there, so I just told myself that, see, I'm not going to do journalism anymore. But then I got a job with the Sun Nigeria.
Okay.
The Sun Nigeria at
Wow.
some point came to Ghana.
Oh, really?
Yes, to set up in Ghana, and they were
Mm.
operating in Ghana. So I used to write for Sun.
Okay.
I wrote for Sun for like a year. Then at some point they had to leave Ghana. When they were leaving, they gave me an offer to follow them, to go back,
Yeah.
to go to Lagos. I remember, but the offer wasn't so juicy. And when I got to Lagos, I remember there was one day like that. My aunt has a house that's Jakonde. So
Mm-hmm.
that's where I usually stay when I go to Lagos. That's
Yeah.
Mao too. And the son, their main office is at Maza.
Okay.
So I remember one day I was just crossing. They are doing this express
Yeah, yeah.
from
I
that.
think they should have finished by now because last time I went, they were
They haven't
still
really finished.
no
They've made some
progress.
progress.
Yeah.
So I remember I was just crossing, and meanwhile they already said, oh, I'll move to Nigeria, blah blah blah. Hmm. As I was crossing that express, I remember I was just standing. I was so frustrated with the whole crossing process because I haven't lived here for a while, and then I think at that point we had lived there like, this was 2015, so maybe we had lived here like 10, 12. I've forgotten the number of years, but we had lived here for a number of over 10 years at that point.
Yeah.
So I was just crossing. I said, man, Buchi, do you want to like come back to this whole hustle
Yeah.
life? Like, really? And luckily for me, at that time, I also had an offer with a PR firm in Accra that
Mm.
was like paying me the same, almost the same thing that Son
Yeah.
was offering in Lagos. So I was
Yeah.
like, what's the point of moving to all this hustle?
And you can get the same
I can
value
get the
for
same
lesser
value.
stress.
Exactly. So I just
Mm.
said to her, I said, please, I don't think I can stay in Lagos. I think I should just go back to Ghana. So I came back to Ghana. I worked with the PR firm. I worked with them for a year. After a year, I just told myself that, see, girl, I think you should enter road and hustle. I had a friend who had started this study abroad thing.
Mm.
And so I was doing with her. And then I registered my company. So I registered like a PR firm. So I learned, I'm a hustler. Maybe because I'm the firstborn of four and our dad died early,
Yeah, so
so
you have
I
to
had to
learn so
learn
many
something. So
things.
I learned
Yeah.
how to do social media, and I used to, before this social media, everybody's doing social media that
Mm-hmm.
became porous. In 2015, 2016, I used to do it for companies, and they
Oh
used to pay me like
yeah.
a retainer. So I had a company that was doing that.
Oh. Okay.
Then in 2016, so I met someone who wanted to use my service in social media. But then later on, he came to tell me that, oh, his company doesn't really have money now, so he thinks he won't do it. But then he will introduce me to this friend of his who he thinks should be very excited to meet someone like me and all of that. So I met this lady, she's Asian. She just liked me. I mean, she just liked the way I was confident, the way I was talking, blah, blah, blah. So that was how we started a business. So we had an e-commerce business. So it was like an online store for clothes. At that time, there were not too many online
Yeah,
clothing
close. Oh,
stores.
far back as then.
Yeah, and it was very successful until a lot of people started coming up. That was like 2019, 2018. Like a lot of people started selling online,
Yeah.
and then the dollar started dancing because we were also playing the trick of low price. So
Okay.
once you defeat that low price, so the business model was shaky. And luckily for me, this person also had she that wasn't something she does. She just did it. I mean, later on, I found that she was just doing it to test me. Yes, so she gave me $10,000 to do business, like start business, take, do, you know.
Let's see how well you use the money.
Yeah, so it was like later on I found out, but then so yeah, so but then she had other businesses, and I found myself. So I used to do PR for the businesses. In fact, I was just doing it because for the love of it. I wasn't doing it because I wanted to make money. I felt like if I'm there and she needs the help with that, why not? And I used to do it for free. So I ended up somehow when the business folded up, I ended up, getting involved in the business. So I found myself later on in construction. I worked in construction. My first position in the construction firm was I was head of communication and admin for a while. Then after that, so I was chief of staff for a while. And then my last position was head of procurement. Yes, these are different areas.
Yeah.
But this is I'm a utility player. I'm very good at learning on the job. I'm very good.
Yeah.
Me, if you place me anywhere,
So you
I
can
can
function
I
anywhere
can
you're
function
placed. Yeah.
anywhere. So yeah, so that was how. Yeah, I worked there. I worked with her for 5 years, and then in 2021, I kind of walked away. So
Your story is a very interesting one, though. Wow, it's filled with so many activities and
yeah,
things. Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I left in 2021, and since then I've literally been doing like consulting for people, and I also run an online store for kids, like a toy store.
I'll put
Um,
her details in the description
yeah,
box.
so that's mainly what I do now, and of course I'm a mom, so
Yeah. At any point in time, did your Nigerianness come to play?
oh my days, honestly
Because
speaking,
because you have so many things to say about your activities, the jobs you did, and all of that. So I want to know, and they were all in Ghana. So I
yeah.
want to know, did your Nigerianness at any point in time come to play?
I think as a person, I'm one of those people that has drive, and I'm kind of, they say I'm hardworking. So when I touch something, I just feel like it has to be perfect. Like I need to be like do it to the max. The thing is, can you imagine? I finished my diploma in 2013. I didn't do a degree till like 2017. And all this while I was working, I even worked for Sun. I didn't have a question of certificates all through. Why? Because my skill always preceded.
Yeah, the certificates.
Yeah, honestly speaking, I'm one of those people that even though people usually would say that things like that don't happen in Ghana, I'm one of those people that it's happened to all this while. So I remember when I was even doing my degree, my friend was like, what are you doing degree for? Why don't you wait? When you have a lot of money, just go and do some annoying degree in Harvard or something. I was like, no, let me just do it because all my younger brothers are getting degrees then at the end of it. So yeah. So I think the Nigerianness in me also is what gives me the drive. Nigerians are very driven, like
Yeah.
both negative and positive. That's why
Yeah.
when we are negative, we are very negative, and then when we are positive,
Positive were
we are
very,
very
which is
positive.
very true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I feel like anything, you can be anything. I
Yeah.
always tell young people that, see, I believe you can be anything. So I always tell people, don't be close minded, just be open minded. You can be anything. You can do anything. Once you want to do it, you can do it. So I think that's the Nigerianness part of it. But then, if you ask me if it's been an obstacle,
Yeah. Actually, that was the main question,
so
but I like the angle you went into. Yeah.
I've had several occasions. So I am Ghanaian. My mom is Ghanaian. So I've chosen to be Ghanaian
How about your name?
legally. But I don't have a Ghanaian name.
Oh, you don't?
I don't. But legally, per the constitution of Ghana, if one of your parents is Ghanaian,
Yeah.
you are entitled to be Ghanaian. So we
Mm-hmm.
opted to be Ghanaians.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember even till until yesterday at the hospital, I was at the pharmacy. The pharmacy guy looks at my card and he says, because I still use my middle name. So my name is Jemima Onyebuchi Chime. That's my maiden name is
Maiden
Chime,
name.
but then my current name is Jemima Onyebuchi Okusi. So I still use it. So the guy looks at my card and is like, "You're not Ghanaian." I said, "I'm Ghanaian." And he looks at it and said, "But your name is sounds Nigeria." I said, "Yes, it's Nigeria."
I like the way you are saying yes,
Yeah,
no,
because
yes, no. No
I've
need for
yeah, because
explanation.
I've dealt with it a lot. I've had situations
Wow.
where people just feel like, so I've had fights. In fact, I've had plenty wahala because so I'm always on defense, ready for people to ask me that question
Mm.
because in fact, even I had an issue. So my passport, my Ghanaian passport had expired and I had applied for a renewal and they delivered it to my office. You know, someone took it and made a complaint that I'm not Ghanaian.
How is that your business?
Yes, someone actually took
Ah,
the passport and went to make a complaint at Ghana immigration
ah, ah.
that I'm not.
Where were you when the person was taking the passport?
I didn't know they took it. In fact, I didn't know
Oh, it
it had been
delivered it and it
delivered.
got into someone's hand.
Yes,
But that's even wrong. You've invaded my privacy first off. Why do you
yes.
open?
So they
Yeah.
actually took the passport to make a complaint
Ah,
that I am not Ghanaian, but I'm using a Ghanaian passport. Thankfully, I'm not a mago mago person. I just carry my mama go.
yes,
And I speak
so
Tree, I speak Ga
very well.
very well. I speak Ga very well because my mom is Ga. But I speak Tree, but it's not
Yeah,
perfect.
I've heard you speak tree, yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm
I.
always like, God, oh, very soon I see get there, oh, God, I beg,
I think
oh.
it's mostly because of school. When you go to
Uh-huh.
school here, Ghanaians speak the language a lot.
Yeah,
So when you socialize a lot with them,
you get it.
yeah,
Yeah,
you speak.
sure,
You
sure.
hardly see a Ghanaian who doesn't speak a language.
At least a language. Yeah,
Yes,
true,
yes.
true,
So
true.
so yeah, that's what I go through it a lot on
So
a
how did you
daily
sort
basis.
that out?
Oh yeah, I just took my mom there. My mom is alive. I said, "Mommy, I'm coming to pick you. So and so time. Oh yeah, let's go." So
So the fact that you're Nigerian always causes well your name this time around because I mean in papers you are not Nigerian, but
yes,
in name you are Nigerian. So do
yes.
people when you speak, do people still say, "Oh, are you Nigerian? Are you not Nigerian?"
So I'm very good at switching. Even my friends, when they come home and they hear me speaking broken language English with my husband, they are like, how come? Many people think that I've lost my Nigerianness, but we speak broken at home. That's what we speak, pidgin. When you hear me speaking to like a Nigerian, it's mostly my accent changes. But when I'm speaking to a Ghanaian, it's pure Ghanaian
I think
accent.
that's one of the should we say that's the edge some of us have, we just know how to
Yeah,
switch.
yeah.
You know
So
how to switch,
yeah, so when I
yeah.
speak, people hardly like they can hardly tell.
Yeah.
Never. They can mostly cannot tell at all. It's only when they maybe see me with my husband, because most of the time
Yeah.
when I'm speaking to my husband,
And your husband is Nigerian.
Nigerian.
Okay.
So yeah, so when I'm speaking to my husband, they know that are they Nigerians? Okay. But then when they hear me speaking Tree, I'm like, so some will even start speaking saying things in Tree, then I'll just
Oh,
interject
yeah,
in
yeah,
Tree.
yeah.
Make them not
Yeah,
say
yeah, yes.
are they
Oh,
speaker.
oh yes, 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 yes. So far have you been enjoying your stay in Ghana?
Oh yes, it's been. I was telling my husband the other day that I remember when my brothers first came. So my dad was still alive. My dad wasn't well at towards the end of his life, and there was a time my mom came for my granddad's burial, and she came with my brother. She didn't come with me because she said I needed to stay back and help my dad and warm
Mm-hmm,
food
mm-hmm.
when he's hungry and all those
Yeah.
things. Yeah. So they left me in Nigeria. I remember my brothers came. They were like, that Ghana. Hey, Ghana sweet well well.
Are you
They are
serious?
like police. They even tell you bye bye. And so I was always like, I must go that Ghana.
So
That
you've always
Ghana.
longed to go to
I've
Ghana.
always longed to come to Ghana. And Ghana has been very good to me, honestly speaking. Not just me, my siblings too. Ghana has been really good to us, and even my husband has a very successful Ghana story.
Yeah.
And Ghana has been really, 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 really good to us in terms of everything. I mean, in terms of, I don't think maybe I would have gone this far if I was in Nigeria, because
I
I
like that
know,
moment of silence.
yeah,
Oh, but please, I need to clear the air. This is not to say that we don't have people who have success stories. In fact, just like she has, they have
yeah,
success. People are
definitely,
doing well. We know people who are doing really well. But I mean, for her own situation, that's what she's talking about. So let's not get
yeah,
it
because
twisted, okay?
I mean,
I
coming
needed to
from,
explain
yeah, I
that.
know,
Yeah.
because coming from like the point I was, because when
Yeah.
you think about it, when you look back, how would my mom have been able to,
Send
foot
you
the
to
bill, send us to
school.
school? But she came here, even though, I mean, in Nigeria, we have that community, but things are hard in Nigeria. Like, I mean, I think God has been really just faithful to us,
You
honestly.
you made mention of something. You said that community. So you came back here and you had a community.
There's no community in Ghana.
I
Literally,
mean, is it me
okay.
that is twisting it?
Okay,
Okay,
what I was saying is that, in Nigeria, if person no get money safe, like I'm always seeing people who are begging me for money in Nigeria and they look very flashy. I'm like, Emeka, these people, not be this person they ask us for 5K with it, but it's because they can call Iyabo and say, Auntie, send me 2K, I beg. I urgently need 2K now, 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 now. They can go to somebody's comment section and type and say, and they will help. But in Ghana here, if you are hungry, who will give you?
you know, I'm being truthful here. You are not the first person saying this. I've heard this at least 2 or 3 times now from different people. People who have lived here, people who came here to visit. They keep saying, I don't know why,
Truth of the matter is
but
that I happen to build a community. I have a community in Ghana,
yeah,
but my community was built based on like my professional life. I have great friends, honestly speaking. Like
that
I
you
have
can
great
call
friends
on
that I
maybe
can
when you
call
are
on.
broke or something.
Yeah, I mean, I
Okay.
hardly call, but then
No, I'm
I
just
have
saying in
great
case.
friends.
Okay.
Like, I have a great community of friends
Okay.
in
Okay.
Ghana. That one is true. But you see, the way things are, and you see, sometimes so that community thing we have in Nigeria is both good and bad, because a lot of people take advantage of it and live certain lives in the pockets of others.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you that they're asking for money, you can't do certain things. But
Yeah.
the
Sometimes I
person
wonder how people
that is
do it.
asking you for money, they
Yeah.
will do party.
Imagine someone borrowing money for now. I'm not just talking about Nigeria alone, but generally, someone is borrowing money from you to
Ah,
go and maybe organize a party that even you cannot afford to organize.
I know.
But they will borrow money from you, and you're like,
The way I should do
okay,
every party.
yeah. I don't know how people
Meanwhile,
do
you
it.
can't even
Though.
remember the last time you bought lace.
You get. I don't know how people do these things, though.
So yeah, I think in Ghana, if you are broke, you are broke. Oh.
So there's no one
In
to
many
call on.
cases, except people who are, have some sort of, I mean, church, people who
Of
have,
course, of course,
yeah,
of course,
but like
of
in
course.
general, it's not easy getting people,
So
Nigeria,
how did
go
you
person
guys
house.
cope when you came back to Ghana?
Hmm. It wasn't easy when we came, because we had to literally start from ground zero. My mom, really hustled. My mom is relaxing. And I always say that she's been through like a whole lot. The things that she saw, she really see when.
I don't know how to explain when to you if you're not Nigerian.
Like my mom was not even wearing new clothes. There were times we needed to go, and she really wanted us to go to school. She would go and beg. There's this whom I remember. Now my brothers, they don't eat about.
Why?
Because Gary was like
You ate
our
it so
main. We
much,
ate it
and
so much.
yeah,
We ate Gary so much. There was this woman that used to sell Gary. Remember, my mom would go to her, collect, like, they call it olonka here, the buckets of Gary,
yeah,
like
buckets.
3 buckets, then pay after many weeks. So when the woman see us, and so she go to look you and say, nothing where God no fit do.
Yeah, so you know why I asked that? Well, I didn't even know you were going to go into details, but I just wanted to know. I wanted you to give an example of how there's well, what you said about there not being a community. You know, some people might think it's just abstract that, oh, have you ever experienced it? So, but you
Yeah,
who has experienced it full time,
yeah.
yeah, that's why I wanted you to
It
give the
wasn't easy. I
example.
mean, my mom went through a lot
Yeah,
to support. again, my mom had another brother that lives in America that was very kind to us. He used to send like $100. That time, $100 meant
Hmm.
something,
Hey, I'm
and
even imagining that $100
he
back
used to send
then.
her like $100 every month, and it wasn't easy. But then I think it was just God. No be, it's not like Nigeria. You can go and knock on your neighbor and say, "I beg, give me small guy. My children they hungry."
I you, s- I don't want to be like I'm pro Nigerian or pro Ghanaian or whatever, but that's yeah. You have
Yeah,
cases where you just go and knock on your neighbors. I beg, if you give me small salt, my
yeah. Give
salt
me
don't
small
finish.
Gary.
Give me small Gary. I beg, I won't feed my children, and people will give you.
When I
Actually,
get any food for house,
yeah,
in
yeah,
fact, you
that's
can
good
even
thing.
bath and go to
Yeah,
somebody's house
yeah.
and say, "What do you cook
I
today?"
actually listened to it on YouTube one time. The person said her mom used to make akara every Saturday, and neighbors they will buy bread, buy pap. They are waiting for her mother's akara
Uh-huh.
early Saturday morning. That's their breakfast.
Ah, what of
Not because they are poor or
Christmas?
anything, but that's just the
What of
way it is.
Christmas? Have you
Yeah.
forgotten Christmas in Nigeria?
Hey,
You cook. My
honestly,
mom will cook. We'll go and be sharing food from house
yes,
to house,
oh.
and everybody will be bringing
In
food
fact, we
too.
were usually the recipients. We used to get food. We had so many, so there was not even time to cook
You
because you
get
have
a
so many
lot of
places to go
food coming
to
in.
eat.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean, if I even here, if you're not careful, you give somebody food, they'll throw it away. My mom still does it here. My mom
Mm.
is very Nigerian.
Are you serious?
She still does it here, like Christmas, Easter, whatever. She cooks. Even without that, even some weekends, she just cooks at home. And she'll say, she and her children, they've been through a lot, so she knows what it's like not to have food. So, like, she'll just cook on weekends and call people to come and eat. My mom still does it.
Yeah, let me know in the comment section, you guys, because I've experienced this. I had some like mini events and I had extra food. So one woman I think supplied us, was it chairs or something? So I wanted to give her food, but I was warned that why are you giving her food? Like it's going to be like, don't I have food in my house? From like where I come from,
Yeah.
it's a normal thing.
They
Do you
don't
get?
really,
It's
like,
a very normal thing. Just give
I
people
think, I
food and they'll
don't
be
think,
glad to take it from you.
and
But
it's not
here,
like it's one of the culture shocks that you kind of have. It's just cultural
yeah,
difference,
I don't think there's anything to eat. Let me know in the comment section.
cultures are different. You just have to
Yeah.
learn. But Nigerians, we have this thing where we want to still be Nigerians everywhere. But you need to learn your environment. I always tell people, my husband always tells them to, like, you need to learn your environment and do things. Recently there was this chaos. I don't know if you saw
Yeah,
online.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The hair.
Yeah. In fact, when I saw that ad, the first thing I said to my husband is that if these people not take care, AMA go close them down. That's the authorities
Yeah.
even. Because Ghana is this kind of place that you can't just come from somewhere and just show up and do something. Ghana is not that country. The best approach is always to look for someone who knows the country, partner with the person to do the thing. If you are not careful, if you think, oh, because you are king in Nigeria, you are going to come and be king here, you are joking. So I remember I did say that. So when I saw the Kia, I just knew that of course, I didn't expect it to be traders, but I even expected it to be worse than what happened.
What happened?
You
Yeah.
know, and I remember I dropped a comment on somebody's post where they were just bastardizing
Mm.
Ghana, Ghanaians, blah blah blah. I said, I beg, honestly, she should have looked for someone who, sometimes your family member might be in Ghana. Most Nigerians are in Ghana. What do they know about Ghana? Nothing. All they know is that they go to work or they go to their business and come back. They interact with only Nigerians. They even hardly have Ghanaian friends, blah blah blah. They don't know the ins and outs. At least when it comes to legal things in Ghana, it's always good to look for someone who knows, you know,
Yeah.
so that the person leads you rather than just, thinking that you can just bulldoze your way. Okay,
Yeah. So, what's your favorite Ghanaian dish?
maybe Banco and tilapia.
Okay.
I like tilapia. I think maybe tilapia. But my favorite food is yam and egg sauce. So, but I like yam.
Are you serious?
That's the thing. I really like yam.
Any yam?
I like yam.
You like pounded yam?
Yeah, I do. But I like the eating yam.
Okay,
Not
not necessarily the pounded.
yes. I like yam.
Ah. So, and pesi and things you like.
Yeah, I do. I just don't like pork. Ghanaians
Are you
like pork.
serious?
I hate pork. So
Ah.
let me tell you my pork story. So the reason why I think I tell people I'm allergic to pork. The truth is, if I eat pork, I'll fall sick. but I think it's a
Isn't
mind.
it? I was going to
It's a
say that.
mind
Sure,
thing.
it's not
So
even
when
on the
we're in
mind.
Lagos, my mom used to have Ghanaian friends, and they used to live in this slums, sort of. And there used to be a lot of pigs in the canal. You know, they
Yeah.
have those canals in Lagos,
Yeah.
dirty. Oh
Yeah.
my god. So that's the picture of pigs I have in my
Oh my
brain.
goodness.
So
Oh, so PTSD.
for me, pigs are off. But my
Ah.
younger brother has a pig farm, and the pigs are
Oh,
like children.
nice.
They are so clean. In fact, they even give them a break, and they are so clean. But even that, I'd never
You're
eat
not
pork.
interested. So, is Nigeria a place you see yourself going back to? I know, hear me out. I know you've already established yourself here. I mean, you may not really know as many people in Nigeria, right? I mean,
Apart from
family.
family,
Yeah. So, is it a place you ever see yourself? Maybe if it happens,
move back.
moving. Yeah.
No, even my husband cannot move back. Let's talk of me.
You
That's been here for
right?
so long. I mean, we've been here for too long, and even when we go to visit Nigeria, we are like, after 3 days, we're already tired. I remember when we first got married, I wanted to go back to visit family, and I was like, oh, we should go for 2 weeks. My husband was like, 2 weeks. You just there, even 5 days, no go fit stay. You go tired, come back. And truly, once you are there 3 days, you're already feeling itchy and tired, like the
You
whole
people.
stress. I'm telling you, it's true. Because you're so used to living different. Oh yeah. No, but I don't see myself moving back to Nigeria.
So tell me, what are some of the advantages? I want to know advantages and disadvantages of being Nigerian and Ghanaian at the same time.
I think for me, the advantage is the fact that I have the Niger spirit,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm able to withstand any stress or whatever. And I'm always for the hustle. Like I always say, when people ask me, "What have you been?" I say, "I'm on the street hustling." And they say, "Which street? When was the last time you walked on the street?" But the truth of the matter is that character trait
Yeah.
is very important, and it's helped me also go through Ghana. Everywhere I've worked, I'm sure I've left a mark, because all my ex bosses, especially for the ones I fought with for not paying me my salary, but but like I always strive to do my very best, you know, and I think that's a very big advantage. I don't think I'm so Ghanaian or even Ghanaian at all
Because
in
to me,
character.
I see you as you're more Nigerian, even though, well, by birth you are Nigerian, right? But I mean, I see you as Nigerian.
Yeah,
You
I'm
have the
not.
charisma.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think, even where I work in places, everyone's like, this Nigerian girl, she's so stubborn. She's a lion, and people are always afraid, to approach me, and I don't have a smiley face all the time. So yeah, unfortunately, even though I try to smile like you, but but it hardly happens. But yeah, so I think yes, but I think for being Ghanaian, it opens many doors.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
As for that one, yeah.
many doors, and it
Mm,
makes things a bit more easy, because of the stereotype of being
Nigerian,
Nigerian.
yeah.
It might not be a reality, it might be a partial reality, but then everybody sees Nigeria as negative,
Mm-hmm.
because of what our brothers and sisters, go around the world doing. Even sometimes when you're traveling and you get to the airport, um, when they see my name, they're like, "Are you Ghanaian or Nigerian?" I'm like, "Which passport do you hold?" So, yeah. So I think for being Ghanaian, in fact, I don't think I have any Ghanaian trait, honestly speaking. Because my mom too, because she lived for
For
so
so
long.
long, yeah. So you see your mom as a Nigerian.
Well, she's Ghanaian, but like, because she lived out for so
Yeah.
long, she has that. Even they call her Mami Alata, like, so Nigerian
Ah,
woman.
yeah.
That's what they
I
call
heard they
her.
call Nigerians Alata or
Yeah,
something. Ah,
Alata or Anago.
Anago. What's Anago?
It's Nigerian. That's what they call. Yeah.
Ah, oh, okay. Alata.
So
Ah.
that's what they call Mami Anago. That's what they call my mom. I mean, it's a good blend.
Oh, it was nice having you on the
Yeah,
channel.
thank you
It's
so
like
much for
the
having me.
interview shouldn't end.
I hope it wasn't too long.
It's like you shouldn't end. Thank you so much. So,
Thank
any
you too.
last words, maybe to fellow mixed people like you, or to people generally, young people.
Okay, so I think my words will go to Nigerians moving to Ghana. Please,
Okay, okay, yeah.
please take it easy. There are no jobs readily available for anybody in Ghana.
Yeah.
Make sure that you have something doing here before you come. Ghana is too hot. If you don't have anything doing, you'll be so stranded. I mean, people will say, "Oh, but it's well with you that you are enjoying yourself." Especially when people see you post pictures and things, they are like, "Oh, but why is that? It's good for you, but you don't want people to come." You know, it's very difficult in Ghana. If you don't have in Ghana, you don't have. So when you are coming to Ghana, make sure that you have something doing.
Mm.
This is not a place to come and look for job. Look for job in the quotes of look for job. Unless you have a job, don't move. Unless you have something reliable doing. And you can't come from Nigeria and come and start business just like that. Just only you. Start business in Ghana. So please take your time.
I
Make
think
sure
this advice applies to everyone,
yes.
even those in diaspora. You can't just
Yes.
come and move because you think, yeah.
So please make sure you do speak to people who are true to you, who will tell you the truth about what's happening. I know sometimes when we want to travel, we don't want people to give us, we think it's bad vibes or whatever. But we sometimes they're just being real with you. Because me, like if you call me and say I'll tell you Ghana. What they can't do for Ghana? You say business, I say, how much do you have? Because Ghana is not an easy place, and especially when you just come like that. For those of us living here, we already have a network, we already know people.
Yeah.
So it's everybody knows you. So it's not like some random Niger guy they just met. So it's easy to do things. But if you just show up, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's my advice. And to young people who maybe find life difficult, don't know what to do with themselves, I'll just say hold on to God, and be clear minded. Life is not as easy as we might think. Especially my younger brothers and sisters. I have three younger ones, so I know how people think sometimes. You want things to be all rosy from the beginning. I just think, and life is step by step. If you don't go step by step, you just drop before you know it. So yeah,
Thank you so much. Say
you're
something in
welcome.
tree.
Oh, then I make her. Then I'll person Minka.
What's that?
What do you want me to say?
What do you- That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, just say bye bye. Thank you for clicking on the video.
Okay, Ghana
And
for
I
me.
had a good time here.
Okay, Ghana for me that must the same way. Watch your video way. Yeah, we'll make sure say we'll subscribe to channel no.
Oh my, you're good.
Me
Oh,
that
you say
must
you're
say,
trying.
right?
You're good.
I'm trying.
You are good. See the way the thing is just sweet. Oh God, I beg. Oh, it's just sweet in my ear. Say it in Ghana.
Oh, okay. Ghana B mindanyeshiwa akenye bakwe video ne. Kefinye make sure akeshinye ba subscribe to channel mindanyeshi. Bye.
Oh, thank you, Mindanashi.
Yes.
Ah,
Thank you.
Thank you, Mindanashi.
Oh, you are done. But like if you are thanking people, like mindanyeshi, kind of. But if you are saying thank you, oh you are done.
Okay. I like the sound of Ghana. Anyway.
Ghana is difficult, they say. Yeah.
Oh wow. Thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you for watching, and thank you to our guests for honestly I don't feel like leaving, but then we have other things to do.
Thank you too.
Yeah, it was nice having you. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Bye.